What is going on, my fit fam? So, your boy, I just woke up from a nap. Man, I've been sleeping this Sunday. I stayed up a little late last night, too. I didn't mean to. Like, I honestly wasn't up doing anything to keep me up. It's the phone, man. The phone's a problem. The phone's a real problem when I do most of my work from my phone. That's a huge issue. Maybe I need to invest in an iPad or something. Probably be good, right? Anyways, your boy's all over the place. I'm still trying to wake up. I took a solid freaking nap. Me and Alex turned on The Prince of Egypt. If you guys remember that goodie, 1998, Val Kilmer. And dude, I'm not a super religious guy in any way, shape, or form. You know, like it's just about the it's about Moses. I don't know what. I think we stumbled upon a TikTok, and I was like, man, it's been a while since I saw that movie. I want to watch that for nostalgic reasons. We just flipped it on. And then after that, dude, I took a giant fucking nap. But I took my caffeine late too, so I got a little bit of a caffeine withdrawal headache going, which happens sometimes. That's the thing that happens on the weekends. Is the reason I'll sometimes get a little bit demotivated to not go to the gym. That's exactly what happened last time I didn't go to the gym. So guys, never undermine. Like, I know so many people who start their fitness journey and they want to cut out Jesus, they want to cut out, I need to take an allergy pill, caffeine like immediately. That is like, I don't know why you would cut that out to begin with, right? The biggest issue with caffeine is, like, one, don't take a shit ton, right? I'll tell you right now, obviously it's dependent per person, but ain't nobody need to be taking a gram a day of caffeine. I see some of you fuckers hitting like 3 bangs a day. It's crazy. But as long as you're hydrated, man, the biggest issue is people aren't hydrated. It's the same thing with sodium. Sodium's not a bad, but you need sodium. It's an electrolyte. But if you're super fucking dehydrated, it's not great, right? It's gonna make you retain water, but only if you're not hydrated. So, you know, it's one of those things. You just don't get caught up in all that stuff. But without caffeine, man, caffeine's good for fat loss. It's a natural fat burner. In fact, in any fat burner that you're gonna find in a supplement store, it's gonna have caffeine in it, almost always. The main thing is just make sure you guys are probably taking some caffeine. I would, unless you have some kind of heart condition, which again, most heart conditions can be helped, most, not all, but can be helped by actually using caffeine and drinking more water, taking some fish oils. Just use stuff moderately, but not everyone reacts well to caffeine, so I get it. But I don't, if you're taking it already, I wouldn't cut it out. It's the last thing I would cut out, especially if your goal is fat loss. Regardless of what your fucking goal is, it's really, you guys have no idea how much of a drug caffeine is. Like, that's why I get so caught up, like, I get really pissed off about people getting upset about, like, marijuana, THC, stuff like that. People get upset about CBD too. You guys understand, like, if you think that's bad just because it's a drug, understand, when we start taking caffeine? Like, when I was like fucking 10? Like, when did you have your first soda? Like, not even, dude, I've been probably like 6. You think about that, soda has caffeine. Like, everyone's got it really fucked up in their head just because of, like, people who are somewhat of an authority, like doctors, for example. The problem with that is, like, a lot of doctors are really fat, right? I've trained a lot of doctors. I have trained a lot of doctors. I think I've talked to you guys about that one doctor that was asking me what kind of diet and what food's good for, heart conditions and stuff like that, which really worried me, because if you don't know what's good for a heart condition, dude, then, like, why are you a doctor? Like, they just get people on they get people on medication for the wrong reasons, and that's a big problem. But anyways, what am I talking about? I'm going off all tangents. Caffeine, take it. It's good for you. Anyways, yeah, without caffeine, you genuinely would need to take probably more naps. Like, naps would be much more of a thing. Which, again, I'm bulking, so I wasn't gonna, like, if it's on the weekends, guys, and I have time for it, which it's Sunday, I'm gonna take a nap. It's gonna be a good thing for my bulking and trying to build that muscle. I got plenty of sleep last night too. I got probably a good 7 hours. I went to sleep probably around 1 o'clock, and got up at like 8:30, you know, and then took another, like, I would say like an hour and a half nap. So a little groggy, if you guys can't tell. Still trying to like figure out where I am, but we're almost at the gym. It's a back day. The back is still pretty sore, but we're gonna attack that shit. We're gonna probably focus a little bit more on the lats, of course. I'm thinking some cable lat pull downs, maybe to start the workout off, because we haven't done that in a while. We've been fucking around with a lot of new equipment, so going back to something OG kind of sounds like the plan, you know? But anyways, that was my water. Jesus, scared the shit out of me. Anyways, I'm gonna get inside, get warmed up, wake up a little bit, and then I'll pull you guys back out for some, yeah, we'll do some lat pull downs. All right, so I'm liking the drop sets that we've been doing. So we're gonna keep doing some drop sets. We're gonna go just a regular drop set on this one, not like a triple or anything like we did yesterday, but we'll go 10 to 15, at least 10, and then we'll drop down to like 135 and try and get a solid 10 to 15 again. That'll be the game plan. All right. And then down to one, we'll go 150. Make sure I don't smack my head. And then really focus on negatives here. God, just got an 8 on that one. Probably 135 would have been a better idea. Whew. Yeah, the main thing is like, I really want to focus on that negative at least a little bit. I don't want to just be like rocking them out just to get that 10 to 15. So I think the 180 was good, but definitely drop down to like 130, even 120 if I have to. I just, a little bit is all I need, but that still felt pretty good. I think we'll get some cable rows in here in a minute, and we'll record those too. But same thing, like a drop set with that thing. And the reason I want to do that is just because I want to do something that's going to stretch the lats out, and also where I can real focus on the traps a little bit. And then we'll probably do some kind of like pullover variation, or I'm really thinking doing some like single arm kneeling rows with the cable. I don't know, we'll see what I'm feeling like here in a minute, but got one more of these. If I'm feeling it, we might do a triple drop set on this one. I really want to send it home, and I'm kind of trying to do less sets and just more intensity, a little bit more. I think it's the kind of focus I want to have from now on. Okay, let's drop 135. It's getting a little, we'll go 120. I want to really focus on this form here. Like I said, we can get up to 15 with these. Oh yeah, that's plenty. Wish I would have brought my fucking wraps. I forgot them again today too. God. Yeah, I'm starting to dump it into my biceps a little bit. Oh. Okay. Not mad at that. I'm definitely feeling my triceps working to like
control, which worries me a bit. That being said, I do feel like I got a pretty nasty lat pump, which is what I'm trying to do anyways. But let's send that love a little bit towards those traps again, huh? All right, so we're gonna play around with this a little bit, just because one, it's never a bad thing to throw something different in. I think it's always gonna help confuse your muscles a bit, help kind of hit them in a different way. So using a very different kind of attachment here, where I'm actually having to work on like gripping this thing a little bit differently. And I do want to say it's helping me a little bit take my like arm out of it. Obviously, I need to start using my wraps a lot more. Like that's just gonna be, it's very apparent with my back exercises, which is probably why we have some issues with traps, but you know, it is what it is. It's just, again, I left that shit at home. Completely forgot about that. I just have to make sure I throw it back in there, but this is gonna be a good alternative. Plus, the next exercise we hit is gonna be something I know is gonna hit like good lats and traps. It's gonna be that kneeling single arm, because we do need to go ahead and get some unilateral work into. But what we're doing here, going 10 reps over, and then I'm gonna stop for a second, flip the grip, and go 10 reps under. It's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of tension on the forearms though. But we've been kind of neglecting the forearms anyways too, so I'm not mad at that. All right. But I do feel like I can get a good like pinch in my traps with this angle, and just focus on dragging my elbows back. I think we did a little bit more than 10 there. I lost count. All right, immediately, I'm not even gonna flip weight. I think this will be a good weight. Just gonna make sure I stretch. I think a big good part of this one is gonna be that stretch I can get out of this. God. Okay, maybe a little bit less weight on that next set. Jeez, that was all rough. I think I'm overall going to just do a lot lighter on this set because, again, it's a little finicky of a exercise. And I do want to try and focus on like really dragging that elbow back. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to like really lean forward. If you guys are wondering why I'm doing that, that's why. Whew, okay. Get right here. And almost put my feet down here so I can have plenty of room. And then raise my chest. Okay, switch that out. That felt pretty good. It didn't feel like super intense, but it does feel like I'm hitting it in a good way. I'm gonna try to keep my feet down here this time. Ooh. Row the boat. God dang. Ooh. It just feels different, man. It was hard. Like, that set was really hard. It's hard on my forearms, though. I probably need to lean away from that. But still, I did feel a lot in my back. Good contraction, especially if I started thinking about rowing a boat, like underhandedly. And for some reason, that really clicked. But I don't know if we'll use this again. It's fun to try it out, though. And I think doing something different each time is not a bad idea. Just experiment, find stuff that works and stuff, you know. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ham on something I know is gonna be really good. It's another cable machine over there we've already done before in the thing, so I'm not gonna record it. Just gonna go ahead and get some five sets or so in. And then we're gonna do the unilateral arm or unilateral back exercise. All right, I'm gonna assume that y'all have a good angle here. Just gonna assume. Just kind of wrapping this one up with some of these single arm, I guess you could call them single arm lat pull downs. They feel like a lat pull down for me. I mean, I can get my chest up, hit a little bit more trap activation, which, you know, I am going to get a little bit more done after this. A little bit, I have a lot left in the tank still, so probably what I want to go ahead and do is I'm probably going to go ahead and get some upright rows, cable upright rows with maybe a rope. Not going to film it just because I really, again, sometimes I get too caught up in filming and I can't just go crazy, but I'll try and get as many of the crazier, heavier lifting stuff done on camera, because with the rows, I'm really just trying to like burn out, you know, or not the rows, the upright rows. So the idea with that is just to kind of keep it more of a medium weight, you know, and just really work on getting my chest up, like boom, come up here, because that's where I really struggle as far as like my back goes. So that's what we're gonna do. But also, I just don't want to do too much crazy weight because I need to back up a little bit with this one. There we go. Stretch, pull. There we go. But because my grip is starting to go out. That felt pretty good, actually. Whew. I just got to really focus on stretching. If I don't stretch it out, I don't feel it the way I need to. I almost need to go back more. Whew. Yeah, I'm going to try and scoot back a little bit more on that next set. All right, I'm going to keep the rest relatively short on this just so I can get a good burn. I don't have a lot of strength on this with the grip, but I do feel like if I engage my glutes a little bit more, I do feel it. Or I can stretch this out more, if you can see that. And then pull up. Whew, that was a good set, especially on this side. It's my left side I'm worried about. So again, it's more of the trap stuff. Lats, I think we're fine. This takes so much concentration. It's like, it's not even like it feels heavy. It's just like, if I don't focus on it, I feel like I'm just kind of throwing around weight, you know what I mean? Or really gripping more. Again, I gotta get those fucking wraps. Ugh. Anyways, I'm gonna get a few more stuff done, get some abs done too, and then we'll pose out before I gotta do this ridiculous amount of cardio. All right, see how that angle does. If you ask me, it looks pretty good. Ugh, I feel like we got a freaking chest pump. I will say we got a lot freaking done in between the time I turned y'all off. I ended up getting in like another set of like low to high rows, rear delt flies, like what else did I do? I did a bunch of shit. But I feel good. So let's see how it's looking. I feel sweaty too. Very sweaty. Okay. God. We're gonna need to go up a size in shirt, I think. That was a rough time. Damn, dude. Do I look more cut or is it just the lighting? carbs, dude. I'm telling y'all. You know what the difference between yesterday's workout and today's workout? Today's workout is fueled by candy. I'm not even kidding. Like, the thing about candy, y'all, is like, people hate on it, but you should only be hating on it if you're fucking cutting. You know what I mean? Like, otherwise, it's like a low-fat carb source. I don't know why people hate on it so much. Well, I know why. It's because they don't. Most people struggle with fat, not like, you know, most people aren't bulking, or most people are cutting. I would say that's a pretty big consensus along the board. Ugh, what happened to my back? Y'all see that? A little bit closer. Some strawberries. I don't know, I feel like we got a lot accomplished today. God, I look full. You know what the beautiful part is? Tomorrow's chest day. I feel like we got some, maybe it was because I was really focusing on like control. I don't know. We also did just get done doing some ab work, so yeah, let's check out the back. I love that there's a mirror in front of me too, so I can look and see, like, preferably, I want to try and flex my chest too. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie. Today's one of those good days in the gym. Now, I've been having a pretty rough time this past week, I'm not gonna lie. Just because, mentally, I would say, you know, weight going up. Probably the weather had to play into it too, I would imagine. Not to be that guy, but when there's nothing but rain for 6-7 days, yeah, I think that did play a huge part. Not to mention, good God, dude, I'm just pumped up today, aren't I? Let's check that from the back. I do want to see what that's looking like. I think what it was is I did a lot more. Whew. What was I saying? My brain's got it. I think the nap was a big part that helped, a lot more sleep, but also just the fact that, like, I'm eating more. I think that is playing into a big role. Not getting too caught up on that weight. Like, I kept eating 5,000 the whole time. And I just have a feeling, dude, like, when we get to, this rotator cuff feels like it's not as working either. But when we get to the end body, I think we're gonna see some really good results. All right, we're running out of storage, so let's wrap up this pose out with some vacuums, huh? I'm uneven with that, dude, but I do feel like doing these in that little foam rolling technique I do where I lay on that medicine ball and like roll that out, I think that is helping. Let me get a good solid, like, what am I doing with my feet here? I think I want to put this foot out first. There we go. Oh, yeah. Whew. All right. Last front double body, finish it out. Okay, I'm done. All right, I got 40 minutes of cardio to get done, so let me get that in, clear up some storage on my phone, and then I'll see you guys in the car.
What is that? Look at this. I feel like a beard hair in my mouth. Gross! Anyways, we are done. 2.5 hours down the drain, bro. Now, typically, that's your average leg day. But we also did a good 30 to 40. I didn't really keep track. We did some bag work. 10 minutes of rowing, probably like 20 minutes of bag work. So probably more like 30 minutes of cardio. I would have liked to got 40, but we'll definitely get 40 tomorrow. Got some stretching done, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, overall, a great workout today, man. Can't complain about nothing we did. I'm liking the idea of like experimenting around and trying different exercises out. I also need to make sure I'm really pumping up that intensity. So there are gonna be some exercises that I leave out of the vlogs just because, like, listen, dude, it takes it takes a minute. Like, it takes me out of my focus, if you will, and I could probably still get decent pump, but I want to go as hard as I fucking can, man. With me eating those 5,000 calories, man, I want as hard as I fucking can. Good job, kids and shit. So yeah, there's gonna be a few sets. That's why I only started doing like the last two or three sets of each exercise. And I always try and do at least 3 exercises, and I always try and tell y'all exactly what else I did. But you know, the main thing you guys need to know is that it's not like any of this workouts are going to be specifically what you need to do. It's just specifically what I feel like I need to do, if that makes sense. So everyone's body mechanics are going to be completely different. You're going to need different things. A lot of you guys watching this are probably newer to this anyways. Either newer to this, or maybe maybe you've been doing this for a little bit. But if you've been doing this long enough, you know that, like, you kind of have to take your own journey with this at a certain point, or at least try to make the workouts your own. Or like, if you have a trainer, like, obviously your trainer's gonna be doing things a little bit more specific towards you. That's what trainers do. But it's one of those things, man. It's like doing the whole copy and pasting like workouts from YouTube videos you're watching is not gonna get you where you want to be. It's honestly a little bit more tedious than what you need to be doing. At the end of the day, if you know you're hitting back, just go in there and fuck up some back. Especially if you're new, go learn. Like, I think a lot of the time when people like are setting up these workout programs, they want to get real nitty gritty with how it's supposed to look and the format and scientific with it. But at the end of the day, man, you just gotta fucking do it. And if you get so caught up in the nitty grittiness of it, like the making sure you do these exact exercises at, you know, this exact rest time at this exact reps, like, you're just gonna miss out on a lot of benefits, I think. Because if your body is like, listen, if your body's feeling a movement, you need to switch what you're fucking doing and go with it, unless there's a specific reason why you need to not do that. You know what I mean? It's all about specifically what you're trying to do. We call that the rule of specificity. I hate that word because I have a really hard time saying it, but it's literally, you guys can actually Google that. It's a rule in exercise science that we talk about with a lot of times with athletes specifically. You know, a great example, I say this before, but you're not going to train an MMA fighter like you're going to train a football player. You're not going to train a football player like you're going to train a basketball player. You're not going to train a freaking basketball player like you train a soccer player. It's all very specific and sports specific, you know? There's no reason a soccer player needs all that muscle. They're not going to be able to run up and down that field like they need to. You're not going to be able to have a lot of muscle if you're able to run up and down that field like all those other soccer players. Or at the very least, you're not going to be up to their level. You know what I mean? As far as conditioning, cardio, because they're not carrying around as much weight. You know, it's all very specific. What are you trying to do? Very, very important thing you guys need to answer as far as like what your goals are. It's also a big reason why you need to have a goal. If you don't have a goal, a lot of times it's like trying to play darts without a dartboard. Like, what the fuck are we aiming for? You know, like, what are we throwing at? You need to know. It's very important. But your boy's still got, what, about 2,000 calories left I gotta get in me, which isn't a ton. I could eat more. I'm hungry. But I think I got some rice, some eggs, protein shake, about to go down to Hatch. So, lots of good-ish. No more candy for the day, though. I think we got that out of our system. Maybe a little bit of candy. I might be able to find some. But anyways, we're gonna wrap the vlog up for the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for chest day. Hallelujah. Peace out. Have a wonderful day.